baru-baru ini ASB, I think 2-3 hari yang lalu, ASB telah mengumumkan dividen, right? Dividen sebanyak 5.75% bersamaan 10.1 bilion ringgit lah, right? And I think the whole thing of it all is ada yang tanya, adakah pelaburan ASB ini, adakah ini pelaburan yang bagus, right? Hey, thanks for the likes. Thank you so very much. So, I think to answer you guys, right? I masuk dalam ASB maybe about 10 or 15 years ago, right? Dan masa saya masuk ASB, saya masih ingat bahawa dividen untuk ASB boleh cecah. Actually, I think during the year 2000, ASB pernah bagi dividen sebanyak 11%, right? 11%. And selalunya at that point in time, pada tahun-tahun awal 2000, right, ASB akan memberi dividen yang agak memberangsangkan atau agak yang agak bagus lah. And time tu, there's no such thing as cryptocurrency, there's no such thing as robo advisory, there's no such thing of all of these apps lah, right? And guys, dulu the gold standard of investing was ASB, right? And I still remembered I was super duper excited when I first got my ASB, right? And I'll tell you why I even masuk ASB, right? When I first started investing, I was really bad in investing, right? Time tu, I still remembered I used to ask my uncle, right, on what stocks to buy. And he will tell me maybe stock A, and I'll buy stock A. And the whole thing of it all is, walaupun my uncle is not an analyst, walaupun my uncle is not in a financial space, I will always ask the older people. And why I used to do this is that, you know, back then, I never knew better. Back then, I thought that since they could talk a little bit about stocks, they could talk a little bit about investments, in my mind, they must be good in investing, right? And I still remembered when I first started investing, I lost money every time I invested. So I would buy stock A, and then I was like, hey, how come stock doesn't go up? I lost some money. And then after that, I'll buy stock B. I said, hey, kenapa stock ini tak naik ya? Then I lose more money. And then I'll buy stock C. And the whole thing of it all is that kadang-kadang, if you get advice from the wrong person, there's a high chance they may give you wrong advice. Or if you get advice from someone that does not have that much of experience in certain things, there's a high chance you might get not so good advice. Hey, thanks for the likes. Thank you so very much. So time tu, every time I bought stocks, I lost money. I bought stocks, I lost money. So I macam, kenapa? Adakah membeli saham ini sesuatu yang sangat susah? Or adakah saham ini, membeli saham atau melabur dalam saham sesuatu yang very merugikan, right? But the reason why I never gave up investing in stocks was that I baca buku Rich Dad Poor Dad. Dan apabila saya baca buku Rich Dad Poor Dad, one of the most important lesson lah, right, which Rich Dad Poor Dad mengajar, is apabila kita dapat duit, right, kita cuba jimatkan duit, or kita cuba keep some money aside. Once we keep some money aside, this will enable us to buy either assets or liability. Okay, ingat ni ya, assets or liability. So, let me give you some examples of purchases yang ramai orang Malaysia buat lah. Kalau kita andaikan, one of the most popular things a lot of young grads beli kan, especially kalau kita dapat kerja, one of the first thing kita akan beli adalah kereta. And I was taught that kereta adalah liability, di mana selepas kita beli kereta, andaikan kita beli kereta itu untuk 50,000, dalam tahun pertama kereta itu akan susut nilai or reduce in value. Hey, thanks for the likes, thank you so very much. Kereta itu akan menyusut nilai, dan apabila kereta menyusut nilai, this is where we will lose value from our money, right? So this is one of the more popular things people buy. Thank you, masih. So that's the first thing. And one of the things which I did, I have to admit to you guys lah, masa I was working as an accountant, at that point in time, fresh grad, baru grad at university. My mom used to drop me off office. I think it's a bit embarrassing to admit lah, but yeah, my mom used to drop me off the office dulu. And the first 2 or 3 years of my working career, I used to macam ask my mom or dad lah to drop me off the office. And I think back then it was quite convenient. And luckily, I was actually working in a big four. Okay, I kerja sebagai seorang auditor. Dan apabila saya kerja dengan auditors yang lain, mereka juga ada minda atau mindset untuk menjimatkan duit as much as possible. So luckily for me, all of us were in the same boat. And the funny thing is, kalau nak keluar makan pun, we will do things like we will have a budget. Kalau kita dah blow budget atau kalau kita melepasi budget yang kita initially set, we will just talk about it. We will like macam, oh, this cannot be possible. So that's the one thing good about being in the accountancy line. Okay, so Sun says jimat saja tak cukup, must know how to invest, at least retain purchasing power. Good. That's yeah, it's very true. That's very true. So Sun, I'm actually on the other platform. He says that saving is just not enough, atau menjimat duit is not enough to survive in this modern economy. One of the other things kita kena buat adalah untuk melabur duit. Apabila kita melabur duit, masih. Apabila kita melabur duit, ini membolehkan duit kita bertambah nilai atau bekerja lebih kuat, right? So initially, when I first started investing, like I said, I used to buy stocks. Time tu, I still remember every time I at that point in time was speculator. I was not good at stocks. I would used to ask my aunties and uncles kan time dulu, what to buy, and I'll see them during Hari Raya dengan Chinese New Year. Lepas tu, and then they will tell me some random stocks. Lepas tu I lose money, and then after that, what to buy. And honestly, I kept on losing money on and on again. And I'll tell you one thing that really helped me, and I hope this small advice will help you guys now, is this. Quite recently, I was always asked this question. If you notice, most of my content, I talk about inflasi, I talk about tak cukup pekerjaan kan. You notice that is my main topic, and one of the questions saya selalu ditanya, how do we solve this particular issue, or how do we solve this particular problem apabila pekerjaan tak cukup dan apabila ada inflasi, right? How do we solve this? And I was actually asking myself this question, and I still remembered until today. I ada seorang mentor, dia pernah cakap dengan I lah, bahawa the question you should ask is not how, but why. The question yang kita sepatutnya tanya bukan bagaimana, tetapi kenapa. That is a key for us to survive in this new economy. Let me explain why. So, andaikan kita, and I used to do this, dulu I would Google lah, bagaimana nak melabur dalam robo, atau bagaimana nak melabur dalam saham US, atau bagaimana nak melabur dalam bursa, right? I used to have all of these crazy ideas. I will know to the T how to invest. Tetapi problem is, saya tidak mengambil action atau saya tidak mengambil tindakan untuk mencapai goal tersebut. Why? Disebabkan saya sangat takut. Okay? So, I never knew how to move forward. I tak tahu macam mana nak bergerak ke depan. And this is one thing my mentor told me. Dia kata, kalau you ada reasons yang sangat penting, this will help you take the first step. Saya bagi contoh lah. And this contoh, when I heard it, my mind blew. So, andaikan hari ini office kita atau bos kita kata, bro, boleh tak you jimat RM10,000 untuk membeli hadiah for the year end celebration bagi office kita? Apa kebaran kalian untuk kita menjimat atau menyimpan RM10,000 semata-mata nak beli gift untuk office? Saya rasa, untuk saya lah, sejujurnya, saya rasa kebaran kalian agak rendah. I mean, I'm not motivated and all. The whole thing of it all, kenapa kita nak save up RM10,000 untuk office mates kan? Okay, the next question I'm going to ask is, we switch the thing and I said, right now, kita ada ahli keluarga di dalam hospital. Dan untuk treatmentnya, kita kena bayar sebanyak RM10,000 dan kita kena bayar amount ini dalam minggu hadapan. Think about it lah. Amount dia sama, time frame dia sama, RM10,000 untuk minggu hadapan. Tetapi tetapi kenapa kalau kita nak jimat untuk office, untuk membeli hadiah untuk office, kita tak ada motivasi. Tetapi kalau kita nak jimat atau kita nak simpan duit untuk membiayai kos perubatan for our loved ones, we will do whatever it takes. Thank you so very much. Thank you. The whole thing of it all is strong reasons. Kalau kita ada reasons yang kukuh, kalau kita ada reasons yang kuat, kalau if we are aligned with our reasons, this will help push us forward. Okay, so this was the story I heard lah, right? And of course, being my 20s, being my 30s, I will listen to something, but I won't really listen to it, It's like, I dengar, masuk telinga kiri, keluar telinga kanan lah, basically, right? Yeah. Hey, Vidayat, how are you, my friend? How are you? I've not seen you in a while. Thanks for putting a comment. Yeah, actually, for me, when you have strong reasons, that help me move forward lah. So, for me personally, I'll tell you what is my strong reasons. Why? I'll tell you honestly lah. Tiap kali apabila saya nak tekan butang live, nak buat live, I actually sangat takut. I jenis introvert. Tiap kali bila nak tekan, the question is, nak tak nak. Seriously, I'm very, very afraid. And I'm an introvert lah in nature. If you notice, I tend to think a lot. So if you notice right now my content, I don't I used to spend 3 or 4 hours to make my content. Sekarang ni I just do a live and then I just cut this content into small pieces and I just post it as my content lah. Anyway, what I'm basically trying to say is that what helps me push me forward is this particular thing. Kenapa saya start di SOCMED or MedSauce adalah, I still remembered when I was working as an analyst, time tu my company had to close down. Right, time tu I tak ada kerja. Right, time tu I was macam in between jobs. Actually, I was retired lah. I retired for between 1 or 2 years. I managed to save up quite a fair bit lah. So time tu I still remembered. It was the PKP. People lining dekat ATM. This very old lady tau, dia dekat ATM machine. Tekan butang, tekan butang. At that point in time, I tak tahu kalau you guys boleh ingat tak, kita kena pakai mask, kita kena pakai glove, macam-macam lah, right? And then we had to wear long pants, and make sure that, we are all we are all covered kan. And I still remember dekat ATM ada orang nak keluarkan duit. And this lady, even though she took quite a long while kan, apabila dia habis, I noticed after she finished her transaction, I noticed dia tak ambil apa-apa duit. So in my head, I was like, oh my gosh, maybe she did not have that much of money, or maybe she did not have money lah, basically. Time tu, I wanted to help lah, I really did. And I still remember, even my relatives also at that point in time, no one likes to talk about money. No one. But I wanted to help tau. I nak tolong, tapi no one wants to open the subject and whatnot. That day onwards, I told myself, I wanted to teach financial literacy. and this actually pushed me forward, right? Another thing why I think financial independence sangat penting adalah dulu I used to work as an auditor. I used to work very long hours. Thank you for the likes. Thank you. I used to work very long hours. I used to work from 9 till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It's very common, especially for Big Four. So there was one evening I had to work from 9 till 4 in the morning. 9 till 4 in the morning. The next day I had to sleep, wake up, go back to the office. And what added to the insult was hari itu. Oh, you welcome la loba. Thank you so very much. Thank you for giving me the feedback. And what gave me the motivation was while I was going back to the office kan, I slept pukul 4. Lepas tu next day I kena bangun to be in the office by 8:30 kalau tak silap lah, right? And at that point in time I still remember driving to the office, right? And it was 8 o'clock. I said, kenapa? And 8 o'clock for subuh morning prayers is a bit late lah. I was wondering, I said, why are they people praying? I realized it was Hari Raya Haji. And yeah, it was the same day, Richard Lim, betul. I realized it was Hari Raya Haji. And at that point in time, I was not angry with the organization. Rather, I was angry with myself. Yeah, it was quite sad. I talk about it right now, I feel I want to cry. But yeah, so, and I knew as long as I had this particular lifestyle, di mana I will earn money, I belanja duit. I will earn money, I belanja duit. I earn money, I belanja duit. So andaikan kalau kita dapat gaji 1,000 lah, andaikan. Lepas tu kita akan belanja 900. Lepas tu kita dapat gaji 1,000, kita belanja 900. Alhamdulillah, semoga. Thank you. Yes. I'll tell you more and more about my journey towards in SOTNet and everything lah. But I'll just isolate it in a small subject right now lah. So thanks for the comments, Vidayat. Thank you. And you seen me struggle from almost you see me struggle, and I will always do my lives. And Alhamdulillah, right now, you know, we have a bit of people, so I'm really happy to have friends to see and see you guys and discuss about this topic, right? So anyway, what happened was I was angry lah. I was angry disebabkan not because the company made me stay late tau. I bukan marah company actually. I marah diri sendiri. And why was I so angry with myself is I knew if every time when I earn money, I spend everything. I knew I will be in the rat race forever. Sebab kalau kita tak save, we spend everything. Basically, we are not going towards independence, financial independence. So time 2, I told myself, whatever it takes, I wanted to be financially independent. And that's where I started to read the books. I baca buku-buku tentang macam mana nak melabur. I baca buku-buku tentang macam mana nak menabung. I read all of these books, right? And these books actually, every time you read books, you get new vocabulary. You get to see things in your head mentally. Apabila you can see things in your head mentally, you can start planning. The reason why a lot of people are stuck in the rat race, I'll tell you lah. One, kita tak belajar financial literacy dekat sekolah. And that's one of the reasons why this is happening, right? And a lot of my loved ones, which I wanted to help masa PKP kan, if they knew much earlier, I don't think they will be in any of this mess. Tapi for someone like me, a nephew or a younger cousin to talk to my aunties and uncles about money, right? Yalah, in certain societies macam not so good lah, especially if you are a younger one. So that's why I said, you know, whatever it takes. If I have to, I just want to share. That's why we created VTTs, and I think one of the book is maybe yes. For me is for me was Rich Dad Poor Dad lah. At that point in time, Dave Ramsey wasn't around back then. I don't think so. I graduated early 2000s lah. So yeah, Dave Ramsey is a really good writer. Dia kata the snowball effect. Lepas tu you have to pay all your debt. Pay the smallest debt to the biggest debt. The amount. I like this one. He will put it step by step. Very very good. So for us tonight lah, right? I think you can hear a lot of financial influence out there, and their voice is always the same. Save, invest, save, invest, save, invest. Itu sahaja actually. Actually, you hear all of us. We are actually saying the same thing. I shouldn't be saying this, but yes, we are all saying the same thing. But what sets all of us apart is maybe the amount of experience a person has, number one. And number two, what sets us all apart is also whether this person actually managed to get some financial independence lah. The third is whether this person knows how to invest lah, right? So that's one of the reasons why for me, you notice I share videos on inflation. I share videos on investing kan. The whole thing of even the ASB. Let me get to the ASB, which they announced the dividends. Basically, when I first started investing in ASB, in the early 2000s, time tu ASB used to pay dividends sebanyak double digits lah. Antara 11%, 13%, very very common. 11%, 13%, and that was the golden standard of investing. Why do I say this? You do not lose any capital where you put. So andaikan kita letak 10,000, that money that we invested will not go down to 9,000. It's almost like capital guaranteed, right? But they will give you good returns of between 11 to 13%. It was a no-brainer. Seriously, it was a very, very good investment. Time itu. That being said, ASB dividends has been dropping. Someone asked me why ASB dividends been dropping. I'll just answer this very, very, very candidly, very shortly, right? I'll tell you why. ASB invests in Bursa Malaysia. Bursa Malaysia consists of stocks listed for Malaysian companies. These are the big greatest stocks in Malaysia. So kalau dividend ASB turun, ini menunjukkan keuntungan untuk syarikat-syarikat terbesar di Malaysia merudum. Number one. Number two, why the dividend doesn't seem enough? Sebab inflasi kita makin lama makin naik. So apabila keuntungan untuk kebanyakan syarikat-syarikat gergasi di Malaysia merudum, at the same time inflasi naik, it's not enough, right? It's not enough. So, and I'll give you a very simple example. 20 years ago, pada tahun 2000, kalau kita letak 100,000 dalam ASB, kita akan dapat if you notice, I did a table. Time itu pulangan untuk ASB adalah 11%, right? Andaikan kita round down, I'm rounding down, to 10%, we will get 10,000. Dengan 10,000, we can actually use it for 6 or 7 months. Time itu. Dulu. And why is it possible? Kalau kita tengok harga makanan, right, pada tahun 2000, kalau kita keluar makan lah, antara 3 hingga 4 ringgit. Kalau kita nak sewa satu apartment atau satu flat pada tahun 2000, apartment dengan flat time itu antara I think 500 kalau tak silap. Tapi sekarang ini untuk kuantiti sama makanan kita, ianya telah naik 2 atau 3 kali ganda. Tetapi dividends merudum lah. By right, if dividends naik 3 kali ganda, then I think we are okay. But the question is, kenapa dividend turun? The whole thing of it all, keuntungan untuk syarikat-syarikat terbesar di Malaysia merudum. So the question is, is our GDP numbers accurate? Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Okay, jap. Okay, pelabur. Thank you, tabik saya. Thank you, sir. Mau full ketiga-tiga account ASB bestnya. Flat kat KL sekarang ni sewa around 1,000. Betul. It is susah. Okay, and anyway, in early 2000s, kalau kita dapat 10,000 lah dari pulangan ASB atau dari dividen, kita boleh gunakan itu untuk 6 atau 7 bulan. Kita boleh guna duit itu untuk 6 atau 7 bulan. Kalau, okay, cuba bayangkan, okay, we just do a simple calculation. Okay. Actually, kalau you tengok dekat VTTI, memang dah up dah. I cakap sedikit tentang this one, the pulangan dividends lah. Cuma I did it very short lah. Dia sekejap lah tunjuk. Tapi kalau kita tengok kan, the track record untuk dividen ASB, makin lama makin merudum. So pasal itu, sekarang ini ramai nak cari tempat lain untuk melabur. Dan sekarang ini kita boleh lihat ramai dah start tengok dekat Bitcoin, dekat emas, dekat saham. Exactly. Hi Rafi, how are you, my friend? So this Rafi is one person which I met, really opened my eyes to a lot of things. And guys, sometimes it's a matter of meet the right people and the correct people. And sometimes if you have 3 or 4 really good friends that can push you in the positive direction, your life would change. Now banks that offer ASBF. Okay, let me talk a little bit about ASBF lah, right? So ASBF adalah di mana kita ambil pinjaman. So during early 2000s, kos untuk meminjam antara 5 hingga 6% dulu. Tetapi dulu kita dapat pulangan dari ASB sebanyak 11 hingga 13% back then. So there was this thing where you borrow for 6%, tapi you get keuntungan sebanyak 12%. Di mana kalau kita tolak 12%, tolak dengan 6, kita akan dapat 6%, iaitu free money. I think that is one of the best arbitrages, you ask me, and it's risk free. The whole thing of it all, capital is guaranteed. Cuma sekarang ini kita tengoklah ASBF dengan ASB kan, it's the financing probably 4 or 5%, dan ASB bayar antara 5 to 5.7%. So the spread, kita masih ada spread, tapi spread bukan besar sangat. So we have to ask ourselves whether we want to do it. You still can get free money, but it's between 0.5 to 1% lah. Betul. Itu sejarah. Betul, bijak. Very, very true. And guys, I think I'll just end it with this lah, right? In the 2000s, we have to remember, dulu kan, our economy, our leadership, we had a direction. Kalau tengok kan, I think the policy was look east, atau kita tengok ke negara Jepun untuk dapat kita punya economic blueprint, right? So that was one of the reasons why, and at that point in time, we wanted to build MSC, and at that point in time, MSC was such an amazing idea. We built the computer corridor, the multimedia super corridor, before internet became a big thing. We were so far ahead, and we built airports dekat Sepang, somewhere there lah, and we built our capital dekat Putrajaya. We were many years ahead. So if you put your resources at the correct places and you focus things at the correct places and you make sure that your projects give you good ROIs, right, return on investments, this is where companies will get more profit. Hence, you can see ASB giving good profits back then. Now, however, I'll let you guys answer.